Lagos Talks
91.3.
News.
President Muhammad Buhari has reiterated that the goal to increase electricity generation to 25,000 megawatts in 6 years is on course. He made the comment on Monday in Abuja when he chaired the third ministerial performance review retreat for ministers, permanent secretaries and top government functionaries. According to him, the plan through the partnership between the federal government of Nigeria and German Siemens is on course as the first batch of the transformers has arrived in Nigeria already. He also said his administration remains unwavering in the fight against corruption, and while noting that the agricultural sector has experienced significant growth, manifesting in the nation's goal of self-sufficiency in rice production. To curb the rising cases of over 3 million Nigerian children suffering from diarrhea, the Minister of Environment, Mohammed Hassan Abdullahi, has called on Nigerians, especially those in places of authority, to ensure adequate provision for sanitation and hygiene, including hand-washing facilities at all times. Speaking at the 2022 Global Hand Washing Day held yesterday at the Federal Government Boys College, Akpo in Abuja, the minister, who was represented by Usman Bukani, the Deputy Director, Solid Waste, said the simple act of washing hands with soap can reduce infection by 50% and can also reduce any respiratory disease by 25%.
Known fact that a large number of children die every year due to sanitation and hygiene-enabled diseases. Globally, basic hand hygiene is often neglected due to lack of access to hand-washing facilities in key places. 40% of world population, or 3 billion people, do not have hand-washing facilities with water and soap at home. In Nigeria, more than 3.5 million children suffer from diarrhea diseases, and this is not a small figure. Therefore, I want to use this opportunity to call on Nigerians, especially those in places of authority, to ensure adequate provision of sanitation and hygiene, including hand-washing facilities.
Also speaking, the head of Program Risk Communication, USAID Breakthrough Action Nigeria, Nuhu Idris, said it is time the global community work together and leverage on lessons learned from response to COVID-19 to address the perennial neglect of hand hygiene as a major means of preventing disease transmission.
Hand washing is a positive behavior that goes a long way to help prevent coming down with various infectious diseases, including cholera, priority zoonotic diseases like Lassa fever, and even COVID-19, which has ravaged our country and the world at large. The theme of this year's commemoration is very apt, as we remain united to ensure a clean.
Former U.S. Ambassador to Nigeria, John Campbell, has cautioned the Nigerian authorities against the far-reaching implications of flouting the appeal court judgment which discharged the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, of all counts of terrorism charges preferred against him by the federal government. Campbell, in a tweet, noted that Nigeria misfired by embarking on the extraordinary rendition of Kanu from Kenya last year, cautioning that the country cannot afford any more mishandling of the matter. According to the former U.S. envoy, the safety and security of the nation depends largely on the outcome of Kanu's matter. The Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, says calm has now been restored at an Indian private university, GD Goenka University. Images on social media and multiple reports showed the Nigerian students of the university in Gurugram were attacked on Saturday following a football match, forcing them to flee the campus for fear for their lives. In her reaction to the development, the chairman of NIDCOM, Abike Dabiri Erewa, tweeted on Monday, calling for calm, saying there is already a written commitment by the Indian authorities to protect Nigerian students. While narrating how the incident happened, she said it was as a result of a fracas during a football match between African and Indian students, and advised any student feeling threatened to report to the Nigerian mission in Delhi immediately. The federal government has again asked Nigerians to be wary of people parading themselves as travel agents. The Foreign Affairs Ministry spokesperson Francisca Omayuli, in a statement, said these agents deceive unsuspecting young Nigerians into believing that the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus provides easy access to better studies and jobs opportunities. Ms. Omayuli noted that the activities of these agents have led to an alarming influx of stranded young Nigerians. Recall that the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, had in August cautioned Nigerian students against going to Northern Cyprus as it was not recognized by the UN and a lot of students had been killed there. The National Human Rights Commission, the NHRC, is to establish a national register against hate speech and to promote normative principles as well as a framework for the 2023 general election. The Executive Secretary of the Commission, Tony Ojukwu SAN, made this known on Monday at the public launch of a project tagged Mobilizing Voters for Election, MOVE, in Abuja. Ojukwu said the Commission will develop guidelines for the protection of voters, access principles in security operations at elections, and organize consultations and sensitization for the Nigerian police on the protection of voters' access principles at elections. Ojukwu said the Commission was moved to initiate this project due to its concern over the rising voter registration and the regression and political apathy that has descended into the political landscape since the 2011 general elections. The presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, the APC, Bola Tinubu, has asked his People's Democratic Party PDP counterpart Atiku Abubakar to step down for him ahead of February 2023 presidential poll. Tinubu asked Atiku to act like he did when he contested for the presidency in 2007 under the defunct Action Congress of Nigeria (ACN) by dropping his ambition and endorsing him. Tinubu spoke yesterday when he met with leaders from the northern part of the country under the umbrella of the Ariwa Joint Committee for an interactive session, just like his rival in the PDP did 2 days ago. Meanwhile, the Director General of the People's Democratic Party's Presidential Campaign Council and Sokoto State Governor Aminu Tambuwal has alleged that the All Progressives Congress owns a fake news factory. He leveled the allegations while addressing a crowd of party supporters at a campaign rally in Kaduna yesterday. Speaking in a similar vein, the national chairman of the PDP, Senator Iyorchia Ayu, alleged that the party uncovered a plot to disrupt the Kaduna rally, but that the plot was thwarted by the people of the state because, according to him, the PDP remains in their DNA. Governor David Umahi of Ebonyi State has ordered the indefinite suspension of the traditional ruler of the Shinkwo community, His Royal Highness Eze Josephat Ikegu, from office for his inability to stop the ongoing killings in his area. According to a statement from the Secretary to Ebonyi State Government, Dr. Kenneth Ugbala, the traditional ruler of the Shinkwo Autonomous Community is to return all government property in his possession, including his official vehicle, to the Secretary to the State Government and Coordinating Commissioner on or before close of work on Monday, October 17, 2022. The statement further noted that both the suspension and return of government property takes effect immediately. The Election Petition Tribunal, hearing the petition of the candidate of the APC in the July 16 Osun State governorship poll, Adegboyega Oyetola, against the victory of the PDP's Ademola Adeleke, has said it will sit for 6 hours daily. The panel, which stated that its sitting would run from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. from Monday to Thursday, also noted that on Fridays, proceedings would end by 1 p.m. Delivering the pre-hearing report to the panel at the proceedings, which lasted about 30 minutes on Monday, the tribunal chairman, Justice Tetse Kume, said the panel might sit on Saturdays or public holidays if necessary, adding that all documentary evidence pleaded by the parties would be taken from the bar, while objections to them would be deferred to the final address stage. He then adjourned the matter till October 26 for the commencement of hearing. You're still listening to the World News on Lagos Talks 91.3. On the foreign scene, the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has said the situation in Ethiopia is spiraling out of control and has called for an urgent resumption of peace talks. Speaking on the 23-month civil war, he added that indiscriminate attacks, including in residential areas, are killing more innocent people every day, damaging critical infrastructure and limiting access to vital services. The UN Secretary General said there was no military solution to the conflict between the Ethiopian government and the Tigray forces, and called for the immediate withdrawal of Eritrean troops who have been fighting on the government side. Tanzania's President Samia Suluhu Hassan has expressed concern over the high birth rate in the East African country and urged citizens to take up birth control measures. President Samia confronted the country's baby boom during the weekend while visiting the western region of Geita. It is a major reversal from the position of her predecessor, the late John Magufuli, who openly encouraged women not to use contraception. In 2018, while at a rally in the west of Tanzania, former President Magufuli described those who use contraception as lazy. In business news this morning, Guinness Nigeria PLC has published the names of shareholders whose dividend warrants have been returned unclaimed owing to untraceable addresses. The financial year 2022 unclaimed dividends list can be found on the Guinness Nigeria website, which is www.guinness-nigeria.com/unclaimed-dividend-2022. Shareholders who erroneously have their name on the list but have already claimed are, however, advised to ignore the announcement. Guinness Nigeria PLC has furthermore urged such shareholders to contact the registrar Veritas Registrars Limited, formerly Zenith Registrars Limited, at Plot 89A at Josia Diogun Street, PO Box 75315, Victoria Island, Lagos, with the telephone number 01-270-8930 and fax 01-270-4085. The market indices of the Nigerian Exchange Limited dropped by 2.53% following the hike in the nation's inflation rate to 20.77%. The National Bureau of Statistics, the NBS, had on Monday announced the inflation rate for September standing at 20.77% as against the 20.5% recorded in August. The market capitalization lost 656 billion naira to close at 25.254 trillion naira, while the All-Share Index, ASI, decreased by 1,203.09 basis points to close at 46,365.95 basis points. In sport news, Nigeria's under-17 women's team, Flamingos, have qualified for the quarterfinal of the ongoing FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup after defeating Chile 2-1 yesterday. Nigeria needed only a draw to qualify for the next stage of the competition, having already defeated New Zealand 4-0 last Friday and lost to Germany in the opening game of the group. They qualify as Group B runners-up with 6 points, which means the Flamingos will face either Brazil or the USA in the quarterfinals. Real Madrid captain Karim Benzema has been rewarded with his first Ballon d'Or in a ceremony at the Théâtre du Châtelet in Paris. The French international was a strong favourite for the top award on Monday after inspiring the Real Madrid to a La Liga and UEFA Champions League double last term. Ahead of a November to December FIFA World Cup, a change in the format saw the Ballon d'Or awarded based on performances over a regular season for the first time rather than over a calendar year. Barcelona captain Alexia Putellas, however, retained the Women's Ballon d'Or awarded to the best female footballer of 2022. Senegal's Sadio Mane was awarded France Football's inaugural Socrates Prize in recognition of his charity work in his native Senegal. Also, Barcelona and Spain midfielder Gavi won the Copa Trophy for the best player of last season, aged under 21, Real Madrid goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois emerged as the winner of the 2022 Yashin Award, which names the world's best goalkeeper for the 2021 to 2022 season, while Robert Lewandowski received the award for last season's top goal scorer, renamed the Gerd Muller Trophy for the second straight year. In entertainment news, actor Kevin Spacey has taken the stand at a civil trial in New York to deny the claim that he sexually assaulted a 14-year-old at a house party in 1986. The 63-year-old House of Cards actor Spacey is separately facing 5 charges in the UK of sexual assault. The 50-year-old Anthony Rapp, who is also an actor and known for his role in Star Trek Discovery, filed a complaint against Spacey in 2020, saying that he touched him inappropriately when he was 14 years old and made sexual advances towards him. Before taking the stand on Monday, Spacey won a victory when a judge dropped one of the claims brought by Rapp, who is seeking $40 million in damages.
Lagos Talks
91.3.